welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we are going to be discussing and ultimately breaking down the war of words which has broken out there between Ronald Koeman and President Joan Laporta. Now, maybe not directly, as in the two of them coming together, but I think externally there, looking at the words of Koeman's agent, there's been plenty of activity on social media, and indeed, when it comes to the media, the frustration and the tension between these two, it is growing with every passing day, and yesterday's press conference, that really was the crescendo. It is all coming up because there's been a lot of false reporting. Because let me first of all take you back to Tuesday, guys, because obviously on that day we had two very, very big meetings. One of them was between Joan Laporta and the Barcelona board, and in the morning it was only with Ronald Koeman's agent, Rob Jansen. Now, Koeman was not present at that meeting, and now with everything that's followed, I do believe that in that meeting they were trying to discuss exactly how much it would cost to sack Ronald Koeman. Now, in the afternoon, Koeman was indeed present at that meeting on Tuesday, but you will remember that the media had no idea. On that day and before it, they had no idea what was going on. They didn't know what had been said. Laporta was keeping everything very, very in-house, with no leaks at all, and the media were in the dark. But immediately after that meeting took place, suddenly then, the media had a full idea of what had gone on. We were told that Ronald Koeman had been informed that Laporta was looking for replacements, and only if he couldn't find one would Koeman remain in his job. We were told that it was disrespectful. We were told that Koeman is very, very angry, and now it's believed from the side of the club that Koeman leaked that information directly to the media. Because yesterday, in his press conference, Laporta was asked by a journalist there if that is exactly what had happened, if that was indeed true, and he did confirm it. He said, yes, that did happen, confirming it then to the world as to what we'd already read in the media several days before, and that's when it all really, really kicked off. Because then, Ronald Koeman's management agency, and indeed his agent Rob Jansen, they tweeted exactly the same message. They said there, imagine, I want to marry you, but I have doubts. Give me 2 weeks to find a better partner. If I can't find the right person, we will get married right away. Now, obviously they're basically saying that Laporta is looking around for a different partner, and only then if he can't find a new partner will he keep hold of Ronald Koeman, and technically, they can get married and stay together throughout next season. But I do have to say there, it is a strange analogy of what's going on. Because let's not forget here, Laporta didn't choose Ronald Koeman. He's not choosing him there as his partner. He didn't even appoint him. It was a Bartomeu appointment, and suddenly now, Laporta has come in as the president halfway through the season. He has always said, you know what, it'll be decided on performances. In his election campaign, he never once said that next season, Koeman definitely will be my coach. Never did he say that. Tony Frexer was happy to keep Koeman. We know that Victor Font did not want Koeman, but Laporta always said it will be down to performance. And let's be real here, the end of the season, it was very, very poor, and you can understand why Laporta is not happy. But of course, you can say that yes, Laporta there wants his own man. He wants to have somebody in charge who he has 100% faith in, and if that's not Koeman, then fair enough. I honestly don't blame him. I think that he should be able to make his own appointment, and he's not going to be influenced by anybody else. That's not the kind of man that Laporta is. He will have it clear in his mind what he wants to do. However, the one thing that you would say is, okay, if you don't want Koeman, that's fine. If you don't have faith in him, if you don't want him as your coach, you are the president, you get to decide, but why not just sack him then? Why not just put the man out of his misery? If he's not your choice, if you don't really want him in charge, don't leave him hanging around here. Just get it over with, put him out of his misery, and then we can all move on. But this is the problem, and this is the sad reality right now. Can we afford it? Can we actually afford the money that I think they discussed it on Tuesday? I think Laporta was probably told we're going to ask for the maximum payoff possible, and for that reason, I just think this is all now coming down to money. Laporta here has inherited a desperate financial situation given the mismanagement of the previous board, who just happened, by the way, to put a significant clause in Koeman's deal that if it was cut short, we would have to pay a big, big sum. Now, we're talking about 13 million euros to sack Ronald Koeman, and honestly, guys, that's 13 million we just don't have. We are looking around for money. We are scratching around here for free transfers this summer. 13 million is a lot of money, and that's why I think now that's what it's all coming down to. And I would even look at this now and say, you know what, is Laporta trying to get Koeman to resign from his position, or at least take a lower cut? And I think what you're seeing right now and what is happening, it does seem harsh. I think at times you could say, you know what, yes, that has been a bit disrespectful, but I think what you're looking at is Laporta being a desperate man. He wants to change. He doesn't want Koeman in charge. He wants to bring somebody else in for the new season and for the future. But what he can't do really is afford to sack him because of the mismanagement, because of the financial situation, which wasn't even caused by him. And of course, guys, it did go even further than that, though, because now we have the entire Ronald Koeman hospital situation, which I think has been blown way, way out of proportion there by the media. Because on Thursday night, let's get this straight here, on Thursday night, Fox Sports reported that Ronald Koeman had been admitted to hospital after suffering a state of anxiety. They said basically there that he had an anxiety attack, and for that reason, he was in the hospital, but he was okay. So Fox Sports were the first ones there. They were the ones to break that story and reveal that information. Now, yesterday, at the press conference there, Laporta was asked directly about the hospital visit of Ronald Koeman. He was asked by the media, who already knew about it, and Laporta simply answered, he gave us a scare when I heard that he was in the hospital, but it was just routine. He said, I called him, we spoke, he said he's okay, he's doing fine. So despite what you may hear in the media, despite what the Dutch media, I'm going to come on to now, believe that Laporta said, all that he confirmed was that Koeman was in the hospital and it was routine. He said nowhere in there that it was anything related to anxiety or his heart condition or anything like that. Laporta simply stated that yes, Koeman was in the hospital because the media already knew. It had been broken the day before with false reporting. However, once again, we're talking here about Koeman's agency. We're talking here about Koeman's agent. They went straight there to the leading newspaper in the Netherlands, De Telegraaf, and you can see here, this is the front page. It said Koeman is very healthy in the Netherlands, and then they say, scandalous action from Joan Laporta. Rob Jansen, Koeman's agent, spoke directly to the paper. He said, this is complete nonsense. A president is not allowed to say these things. It's a violation of Ronald's privacy. He said he went to the hospital to measure his blood pressure. That's it. It was routine. It was nothing more than that. And then somebody who was very close to Koeman also spoke to the paper. They said, where does Laporta get the guts to talk about a private situation from Ronald in an official press conference? It is complete nonsense. And then to top it all off, Koeman there tweets this. He said, don't believe anything you hear. I'm healthy, and that's all that matters in life. And first of all, I'd just like to say, I'm really happy that Ronald Koeman is doing well. I'm happy there that he's healthy and that it was absolutely nothing serious. He has had his scares in the past, so I'm really, really happy there that he's doing well. But I just think here, these attacks on Laporta, particularly from the Dutch side of things and the Dutch media, Laporta didn't break the story. Laporta was not the one who said, you know what, he's in the hospital. That was all done the night before. They should be going after here Fox Sports, who actually broke the story, and it was inaccurate. Laporta was simply asked by the media about Koeman being in the hospital, and all that he said was, yes, he is. He's been there. It was a scare when I heard, but he's doing fine. And I just think right now there is a lot of frustration between all of the sides. Laporta really does, I think, want to sack Koeman. Koeman, of course, will feel mistreated. He'll feel disrespected. And I do feel bad for him because he is, no doubt about it, a legend of the club, and it should remain that way. Nothing will ever tarnish what he did as a player. He will leave here with a trophy, and certainly now, I just don't see how we can survive. We may not have that 13 million. We may need to come to some sort of compromise, but I just don't see that this now, between Laporta, Koeman's management team, it is not a healthy relationship. And surely now, you'd have to say, this can't go on. And so indeed, guys, that right there is the breakdown right now of what we are seeing play out in the media. Like I say, there's a lot of false reporting. There's a lot of things here being blown up, taken out of context, or really just taken to a level where it's very, very unnecessary. And I think right now, those involved, Koeman's management team, they just need to calm down. They're just adding fuel to a fire here and making things way, way, way bigger than they actually need to be. I think all parties here need to sit down. We are going to hear more meetings. It would be great if some sort of compromise could be reached. Laporta yesterday actually said we want to try and reach an agreement which suits everybody there, and I think that's what they're looking to do, maybe bring down that 13 million if at all possible. But of course Koeman, he is within his rights to say, you know what, I want the full payoff, which could make things very, very awkward. Let me know, guys, your thoughts in the comments down below. This is a situation that I didn't really expect to have to cover this summer, but like I say, things are changing, and we will be trying to get back on the right track. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and of course, I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!